Okay, guys, I just can't stress this enough. LSU is the best team in college football. LSU is the best team in college football. They looked like the better team than Ohio State these past few weeks. Ohio State still gave up 21 to Michigan. 21 points to Michigan. LSU would hold them to 7. Michigan is not a good offensive team. Their defense is good. But their offense sucks. And Ohio State's not even the second best team in the country. The only team that has a real shot at beating LSU is another team called Tigers. The Clemson Tigers. The Clemson Tigers have a better chance at beating LSU than the Ohio State Buckeyes do. Ohio State is not making the championship. They are not going to beat Clemson. In fact, they're going to get killed by Clemson. Clemson's going to destroy Ohio State. Triggered Ohio State fans, go at me if you want. You guys are not as good as you guys are as you guys claim to be. You're overrated. Ohio State is overrated. Your best win? Oh, you beat an overrated Penn State team. I like Penn State. They're overrated. Penn State's secondary sucks. And yet Justin Fields still struggled with them. All he did was use his legs because we couldn't call a freaking quarterback spy for crying out loud on them. Clemson has also looked better than Ohio State has. Clemson would shut out Michigan. Clemson would actually dismantle Wisconsin. Clemson is going to blow out Ohio State. Ohio State is not the best team in the country. It's LSU. It's not even close. LSU has a higher strength of schedule. They're 12-0. Their strength of record is higher. They've dominated. They absolutely dominated Georgia. Georgia has the second best defense in America, the best defense in the SEC, may I remind you. They scored 30. They dropped 37 on them. And Joe Burrow had a good game in that one as well. Also, they scored 42 on one of the best secondaries in areas in the country in Florida. Florida's really good against the pass, and Joe Burrow still lit them up. Joe Burrow still lit up Florida. If you think Ohio State would beat LSU, you're smoking on crack. There's no way Ohio State beats LSU or Clemson. I don't even think they could beat Oklahoma, honestly, because even though they got Chase Young is overrated. He's not the best player in America, and he's not Ohio State's best player. J.K. Dobbins is better. J.K. Dobbins is their best player. But the best player in America is Joe Burrow out of LSU. Chase Young is not as good as you think. Just Penn State's O-line just freaking sucks. Clifford's just making quick decisions. Same with Levis. And we can't run either. Penn State just can't run the ball. And Clemson's the only hope of beating LSU. That will do it. Oh, also to add on, Ohio State hasn't really played anyone. That's why they're the most complete team. LSU beat Texas, top 10 team, at the time that they played them. Texas, talent-wise, is a top 10 team. Look at all the talent Texas has. They've got so much talent. With that talent, it's a top 10 team. Beat Florida, who is still in the top 10. They were in the top 10 at the time. They beat Auburn, who is in the top, their defense makes them a top 10 team. Their offense, not so much. But I think they should be in the top 10 because they beat Alabama. Um, what else? Oh yeah, they beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. They won in Tuscaloosa for crying out loud. You normally assume them win in Death Valley. No, they won in Tuscaloosa. Okay, but they don't stop. They dominated Arkansas because people were like, they don't have a defense, and they were like, really? And then they blew out Arkansas. They blew out Texas A&M, and then they just beat Georgia in the smithereens because Jake Fromm can't throw a forward pass, and he threw 2 interceptions right into Derek Stingley. And LSU's offense dominated Georgia's defense. Ohio State struggled with Penn State, struggled with Wisconsin. In fact, right from wrong, weren't they up 10-7 in that at one point in that game? The only reason they won that game was because Chase Young destroyed Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor got his revenge tonight and yesterday in that Big Ten championship game. They gave up 21 to Michigan, 21 to FAU. They were losing 5-0 to Miami, Ohio. And Ohio State was like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. Nebraska, they were running the ball all decently on Ohio State. Just Adrian Martinez sucks. Adrian Martinez is a horrible quarterback. Like, come on. Ohio State is not beating Clemson. That game's going to be over at halftime. Remember 31-0 the last time? That's probably going to be the halftime score. Clemson is going to manhandle Ohio State. It won't even be a contest. That will do it, folks. See ya.